Hey, welcome back guys to my Red Dead news series. This is the series where I keep you up to date with all of the latest news and updates from Rockstar Games. So today we're actually going to be talking about when we can expect to see the first ever major DLC for Red Dead Online. Take-Two Interactive, who are Rockstar Games' parent company, actually mentioned this and gave us a big hint in their most recent earnings call. They basically have an earnings call every single quarter, so 4 times a year, to kind of update their investors on how much money they're making and what their kind of future projections are, and they usually give some hints at what their kind of plans are for the recent future in the next quarter. Now I'll have a link to Take-Two's full press release in the description if you guys are interested in kind of reading the whole thing. There's a lot of information in here about some of their other products. Obviously Take-Two actually represents some of their games companies like 2K Games, so they talk about NBA, WWE and Civilization, some other games that I don't really cover on the channel, so I'm going to be just keeping it relevant with Rockstar Games, so Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto were the main ones that were mentioned. So Lainey Goldstein, who is the CFO, Chief Financial Officer, stated that the company is expecting online content for Red Dead Redemption 2 to accelerate in the first fiscal quarter of 2020, which begins in April, and as a result is expecting more sales in that period. Strauss Zelnick, who is the chairman and CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Take-Two Interactive, stated, "Our expectations for what will happen in 2020 are driven by enhanced content drops. We feel terrific about it. It is, however, early days." Now, before you guys get a little bit scared because 2020 is a whole year away, this is 2019, it's worth kind of explaining how the fiscal years actually work. The fiscal years are not the same as a kind of normal calendar year. So normally a calendar year goes January to December, and Q1 of a calendar year would be January, February, March. However, the fiscal years are a little bit different. January, February, and March are actually considered Q4 of 2019. So that means that Q1 of 2020 goes between April, May, and June of this year. Very confusing, guys. I'll maybe have some information on screen to help explain this so I don't sound completely crazy, but it is a little bit confusing on the way these financial years work. But they basically run from April to April. So Q1 starts in April and it finishes the following April. So it's a little bit different from how calendar years work, but hopefully that kind of makes sense. So yeah, I think it's a fairly major hint that Rockstar are predicting that in that specific quarter, sales are going to accelerate for Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's a fairly major hint that there is going to be a pretty major patch or DLC or update into Red Dead Online to bring all the attention back and actually drive new sales of the game. And obviously that's been a long factor for Grand Theft Auto 5, which is still in the charts 5 years later for being one of the most sold games every single month. And it's just because of their constant updates. So they're kind of hoping that when they start updating Red Dead Online with major updates and patches, that's going to continue to grow their sales of Red Dead Redemption 2. During the earnings call, they also released some pretty interesting information, such as the opening weekend of Red Dead Redemption 2. In just 3 days, they made over $700 million in sales, which is absolutely insane. In fact, they actually sold more units in 8 days than the first game, Red Dead Redemption, actually sold in 8 years, which is pretty incredible. They outsold their first title in just 8 days. They also confirmed that just a couple of months ago in December, Rockstar Games had the highest level of monthly active users they've ever had before between both Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online. And they also confirmed that special and ultimate editions of Red Dead Redemption 2 were about 17% of all of the units that were sold during that quarter. I also want to give a big thanks to Hold My This for bringing together all these facts, because the earnings call was actually very long and I didn't really have time to listen to the whole thing myself, so thank you to him for putting this together. I also thought it was worth mentioning this news in the video. Sony actually announced they're having a free weekend where you can play the online components of these games without having to purchase PlayStation Plus. You'll still need to actually own the game to play the online component of it, but you won't need to buy PlayStation Plus like you normally have to do to play online games. Unfortunately, this isn't for Xbox players, it's only a PlayStation Plus exclusive, so between the 15th of February and the 17th of February you can play multiplayer free, and it covers Red Dead Redemption 2, so Red Dead Online, and also a bunch of other games you can see from the thumbnails here. There's FIFA 19, there's PES 2019, Battlefield 5, Grand Theft Auto Online, and also Monster Hunter World. So if you have any of these games, you can play them online without having to get PlayStation Plus. So that's pretty much all of the relevant information we got from the most recent earnings call from Take-Two Interactive. So to confirm, it's likely we will be getting our first ever major DLC to Red Dead Online for Q1 2020, which is between April and June of this year. Who knows what month it will actually come in? It could be April, May, or June, depending on how long Rockstar need to develop it. But I think we can expect a fairly major update to happen in that time, because after all, Rockstar has informed their investors to expect an accelerated increase of sales between that period. If you guys are excited for some new content in Red Dead Online, don't forget to leave the video a like, it really helps support the news series. And if you are new around here, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future Red Dead news or updates. Have a great day guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.